Hey everybody, it's Anchorman here, back with another episode for you guys of the Top Shelf. I got a couple things I want to cover real quick. This is kind of an impromptu show. I've been kind of jumping around all this week and last week. It's been really busy time for me after graduation and such, so this is kind of a stranger show, so don't take this as the norm. Also, there will be no show during E3, so 2 weeks from now, but after E3, we will get back in rotation and everything will get back to normal. I'll probably do a post E3 show, kind of letting you guys know about my experience going to E3 as a first timer, and probably drop a little bit more of the knowledge that I learned while I was there. So it's also been a very busy few weeks with a lot of games coming out, and especially a lot of very high-rated good games coming out, like Uncharted 4, Doom, and Overwatch are all out and ready to play right now. And that's 3 big games that are huge hits in the community, and that is great. It's finally cool to have a 1 week period, or really more than 1 week period, where we've had a lot of good games come out, and especially at this point in the year, it's just great. It's stellar. Like last year, we had The Witcher 3 and Batman Arkham Knight kind of to do the pre-summer deal. Also, be sure to comment below and let me know of any topics you guys would like me to cover on this show in the future, and I'll take those into consideration. I try to intersperse the topics I want to talk about with stuff you guys are interested in as well. So, topic for today is something called the Fanboy Cycle. Now, first of all, I want to clarify this by saying there's nothing wrong with being a fanboy. Being excited about something you love is not a bad thing. It's when you take it to another level where you define yourself by your fanboyism and what I generally call zealotry is when it becomes a problem. But for the colloquial term that everyone uses is fanboy. Now, to remind you guys, this thing goes through cycles. There are highs and lows of the fanboy lifestyle, I guess is what we'll call it. And in this case, where this really only applies to the video game fanboy groupings, and I'll just give you guys a really brief rundown. So after E3, let's start right at this point, everyone's really hyped. Everyone's on this constant high. They don't know what's going on. They have no concept of time. I guess people may have come with release dates or not, but it doesn't matter. All anybody cares about is the games that were announced, and that's it. That's all that matters. People will make claims like, oh, so this person won E3 because their favorite game showed up, or something like that of that matter. And normally it's a pretty good time to be around because people are generally fairly positive, with a couple exceptions of like, oh, Xbox or PlayStation guys getting all up in each other's grill about this. But what happens after this point is something I call the Summer Hangover, which people really start to realize the problems and with the promises that were made at E3. We normally see this when they clarify statements at Gamescom, Paris Games Week, Tokyo Game Show, really to kind of flesh out all the stuff we kind of didn't have enough information from at E3. And this is a very good point of clarification, where people can understand, okay, maybe we were a bit too excited for this as before. Like, I think one of the big examples to use here is Shenmue, where at Shenmue 3, when it was announced at E3, it was a big deal. It was amazing, but then after that, after the coming weeks, we kind of realized, like, okay, the funding thing wasn't what we thought it was. And now, like, we're here a year later, and we really don't have any clue about what Shenmue's going on, like what's going on there, or how the funding is, or where they are in development. So, also, there's a period right after the Summer Hangover, which is called the Holiday Slam, where all the games start coming out that were promised at E3 or years before, and they start coming in full force. Starts in September and lasts all the way to December. It goes all the way through this period, and it is slammed, and people don't care. The fanboys kind of going to hiding. Only the most like hardcore of people are out there sitting there waiting for release, and unless it's it's your favorite game or something like that. But then the fanboys in particular, the zealotry base, they're kind of minuscule at this time, at least in terms of the release periods. After the Winter Slam, we are followed with the Winter Hangover. People start getting antsy, start lashing out after they start running through the games in their back catalog. They start freaking out a little bit. You see this around January time when there's not a lot of games coming out. They start lashing out at other people. They start talking about rumors and stuff of that nature. And then we get hit with the spring release period, which we have a few new games coming in and out, and people kind of die down for a little bit. And then we hit the pre-E3 expectation period, which is also the pre-summer, or really the pre-summer hangover. And people start getting angry. You're seeing this right now. They want to start lashing out and start fighting. Rumors are at an all-time high. Like, just as a good example right now, we have a lot of rumors coming out about PS4K, or Xbox Scorpio is the code name I'm hearing recently. And it's rumors galore. I hate this time of year. I hate it so much because I absolutely despise rumors. Because rumors are almost always proven untrue. And it also, the rumor period kind of just destroys any mystique that comes through the E3 shows, because if the rumor comes out right before the show in particular and it turns out to be right, it doesn't hold the same impact as the total surprise would. And it's ultimately my major problem with this particular point in time. So what you see me doing is I kind of go into hiding. I don't really talk about the rumors per se. I try to avoid them as much as I can. I try to stick to hard facts, and I try to suggest that to other people too, if they like it, if they're very similar to me in mindset. But it's a tough time. It's a very frustrating period for anyone who just wants to enjoy gaming. And like I said before, the cycle in Fanboys isn't bad. It's not inherently bad, but it is something you do have to go through. It is something that you, as a fan of this community, will have to endure and learn how to control. And so this is like I said, it's a very short episode. It's kind of a ad lib. In particular, I normally do transcripts of the show so I don't miss anything for you guys. I really try not to do a completely ad lib show. But yeah, just so you guys know, remember also to check out the comment section and tell me what topics you guys would like me to cover in the future, and I'll try to incorporate them in my lineup. And also remember to go check out the other shows on this channel. This channel is getting packed now. We got a lot of stuff coming out. First of all, we got on Mondays is the Multiverse Podcast, as you know, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have another show on Tuesdays, Tick Writer's Block, and they talk about gaming and all that kind of stuff, which is over on Kid Smooth's channel. Link to that is in the description below. On Wednesdays, we do Super Pod Shots with Cal L, and he does his show completely, which is amazing how he could talk for that long of a time by himself live, which is just absolutely astounding. After that, on Thursdays, it's about every alternating Thursday, we have Tick United, which talks about movies and entertainment and such. And also on Fridays, we alternate between this show and Tick Podcast. Tick Podcast will be next week. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I know it's kind of odd, but please do check out those shows. Please. They have great content coming your way. If you have any interest in any of those topics, please go and check it out. This is Anchorman signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Top Shelf.